Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Taylor here, and I have my husband with me today. Because today we're going to be telling you guys how we got our baby girl to sleep through the night in her crib by herself by 6 weeks. Are you ready?
Yes.
So, at first this was like really hard. I knew it was important. From the beginning, we were team like no co-sleeping. She's never slept in the bed with us like at night. Sometimes she'll like nap. She'll co nap with me in our bed, but at night she sleeps. She was either in her bassinet and now she's in her room in her crib by herself. Um, so we were team no co-sleep from the beginning. So I think that also helps if you kind of have an idea of what you want, nighttime sleep to look like for you and the baby. It was important for us to still have our own space as husband and wife and mommy and daddy so that you can still be like intimate and stuff. Um, so how do we start, babe?
I said that it was time because she was moving so much in her bassinet that she would like wake herself. She would like scoot to the edges of it. So I felt like she needed more space. And she likes to sleep without being swaddled. She likes having, her arms and her legs free. She likes to move around a little bit. Um, so I felt like she was ready to go in her crib.
Yeah, and this was around like 4 weeks. So she was growing out of her bassinet. She's a wild sleeper. I don't know. I don't know what she be doing. She be like at the boxing ring when when she be sleep. So she's a wild sleeper. She was growing out of her bassinet. So that's when we decided, time to get up out of here. Uh, and if the first night it was really hard. I cried because and when we started this when she was 4 weeks, and I felt that like she was still too young and she was still feeding like every 4 hours. So we broke this down into kind of like 3 weeks. So at week 4, I thought it was too soon for her to be in there by herself. So we started transitioning her and getting her used to sleeping in her crib at 4 weeks. And we would put her down in her crib in her room, turn the camera on for her daytime naps. And I was still on maternity leave, so it worked out. So at first we started putting her down for her daytime naps. We did that for a week at week 4. Then week 5, I still wasn't ready to leave her in there by herself. So what we actually started doing at week 5, the next week, she was napping in there during the day, and then we also started putting her in there for her nighttime sleep. And I actually slept in the room with her. In her nursery, in her bedroom. I know everyone may not be able to do this. We have a futon in her room, so I was able to sleep on the futon, and like her crib was on the other side of the room, so she still had some independent space, but I was still able to see her. Even if we didn't, I probably would have still like made a pallet on the floor or something just to still be in there with her. So then we did that for a week, and by week 6, she was comfortable enough to be in there by herself. We classify sleeping through the night as like 5 hours at a time. So she goes down to bed between 7:30 and 8, and then she wakes up at like 2 a.m., and then she'll wake up for the day between like 6 and 7, and I start work at 8. Corey has already left the house about like 6:30. Um, so yeah, so that's how we did it, and it pretty much worked out. We had to be very consistent. I did get emotional at times, and that's where having a good husband or a good partner comes in handy to keep you on track, because he was really firm about her being in there and having some independence. And now we have no problem. Like, she's in there napping right now. She naps from like 11:30 to like 2:30, 3 o'clock every day, like clockwork. And she's comfortable in her crib. We put her down. Even if she doesn't fall asleep right away, she's content there. She'll just kind of babble or like look around, like she's comfortable in her crib. And that was very important for us to be able to just put her down and her be able to self-soothe. And now she can pretty much fall asleep anywhere else too. Did you have any tips for the dads out there?
I say just being firm and understanding what your end game is, what is the final goal, and we both expressed like no co-sleeping. So I told my wife, if that's what you want your end goal to be is no co-sleeping, then the quicker you can transition her out of the bassinet into her own crib and into her own room will allow that to be more successful transition.
Yeah, and yeah, she was, y'all, by 6 weeks, she was in there just fine, and she knows that's her room. We don't play in there just yet. She only sleeps in there, so she knows that when we go in there, it's either time to sleep or it's time to eat. So sticking to that as well. Like at this point, she's 3 months, so she knows, like, she associates certain areas of the house with certain activities. So she knows that, you know, when we go in her room, she's either sleeping or eating or getting dressed for the day or the night in there. So yeah, the sooner you start, the better it is. Just being firm, having that support. Obviously, like, don't just like leave your child in there like by themselves for like extended periods of time, but doing what you can to prepare them as well emotionally.
Also, like a checklist. So obviously, you know, these are tiny humans. They, you know, they can't always fully express themselves. So I do a little quick checklist to make sure that there's not a reason for the cry. Like, are you wet? Are you hungry? Do you need to be changed? And if you know you're not hungry, you're not wet, then I'll let her cry it out for maybe like 10 minutes. Then I'll go check on hers too. They're calmer a little bit. Make sure she's not getting overly upset.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, our cry it out limit is about 10-15 minutes. And I think just like knowing your baby's temperament is important too. Like, we don't have a colicky baby. Obviously, like, if your baby is colicky, this might be a little different for you. But yeah, at this point, we just kind of like look at her cues and check her temperament. But yeah, she was in there by 6 weeks, and people ask how we did it, and it's really just being consistent and knowing what your end game is going to be. And now, like, when she goes to the grandparents or if someone comes over to babysit, like, it's not going to be anything new for her. She'll stay on schedule. She'll nap when she's supposed to nap. She'll go down when she's supposed to go down. I can go in there and do her laundry, and even if she wakes up, she's not going to be like crying, wanting me to pick her up, because she knows, you know, what time it is, and she knows that she's supposed to be napping because she's in her crib. So yeah. You got anything else to add? Yeah. So we hope this video was helpful for you guys. Once I said that she's sleeping in her crib at 6 weeks, a lot of people were asking how we did it. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube of like babies not sleeping in their crib until they're like 3 months, or not sleeping through the night until like 3 months. But we started at 4 weeks and we were successful by 6. So we just wanted to share with y'all how we did it. We put her in there for daytime naps for a week. Then I slept in her room with her for a week, and then by 6 weeks she, you know, was good. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for more family content, and we'll see y'all in the next video.
Bye.
Good job, honeys.